Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Saturday. It's Daryl here. It is bright and freaking early, 4 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, I've been wanting to talk about Ron DeSantis and this thing with the kids, the high school kids. There's a few things in this. There's one thing that really ticked me off that Ron DeSantis said. And there's a couple other points I want to make. And on top of this, as you can see, I went and got my hair cut yesterday. And yes, I will take responsibility for this. In one of my last videos, when last time I got my hair cut, I said that I was going to be looking for another barber. And I ended up going back to the same damn barber because I fear change. I don't know. I'll get into that in a second. But let me talk about Ron DeSantis first. Okay. The thing that really ticked me off here, now he said quite a few things. And he said, let's stop with this COVID theater. Okay? Ron DeSantis, he's the governor of Florida. And that just struck a chord with me. As you know, Audrey, my ex-girlfriend, she moved to Florida, where Ron DeSantis is governor. And she went along with all this. She wouldn't wear a mask. She thought it was... I remember seeing a text from her, or not text, comment from her on Facebook to her brother-in-law about the pandemic, and that's the way she looked at it. She fell for this stuff that people like Ron DeSantis and Trump and all these other right-wing people were saying, and she refused to wear a mask. She thought it was theater, and she refused to get a vaccination, and she died a horrible death in a Jacksonville hospital last August 5th. So when DeSantis said, let's stop with this COVID theater, my best friend dying wasn't part of some kind of theater. That really struck, that ticked me. I'll use the word ticked. I want to say something else. When he said masks don't do anything, okay? I was in a store. I admit, I still vape, right? And I was in a vape store last week. And I was wearing, I wear this mask. I still got this mask. It matches my ensemble. I don't usually say that word, but anyway. I was in this vape store. And I had the mask, while I was looking through the stuff and talking, the mask went down a little bit. And there was another older gentleman in the store, and he was complaining. He was saying the most racist stuff to the owner of the store. This could be a whole nother video. He was complaining that he got overcharged. The owner of the store was Pakistani, and this guy says, "I don't know if you added this up in American, but." And my mask was down, and I could smell this guy. I could smell the BO on this guy. He was dressed in like work clothes, like he worked in a factory or something, and he was probably in his mid-60s. And then when I stepped up to the counter, and he turned to look towards me as he was complaining. I guess he, like everybody else, was going to join in berating this Pakistani guy for overcharging him. And he looked to us, and when he talked, I could smell this guy's breath. Now, this is one of the instances where I'm probably going to keep wearing a mask. DeSantis says that they don't work. When you're talking face to face with somebody, you've seen pictures or whatever. When people are talking, you could actually see the spittle when people talk. You can't tell me. I know the cloth masks don't work as well as the N95 masks or whatever they're called. But without a doubt, that has to provide some level of protection, at least against BO. So when I had this instance, that's one of the instances I thought of where I was glad I was wearing a mask, and I'm probably going to keep wearing a mask. Honestly, we don't have to wear them indoors anymore. It's this liberal blue state of Connecticut, and we don't even have to wear masks. All right, so back to DeSantis. And what if I don't have kids, but say a lot of you probably have kids. Say if those of you that have like teenage kids, say your kid goes to a birthday party or something, and you find out the parent there said, it's okay, you can have a couple shots of vodka. It's no big deal, it won't hurt you. you'd probably be pretty ticked off about that. That's the way I look at this. Ron DeSantis has no authority to overstep the parents' bounds with this. And that brings me to the point of one of these kids didn't take off their mask. His name was Eric Marshall. His mother, Dawn Marshall. The thing that really topped it all off for me is this kid got removed from the stage. He was the one student that didn't go along with this, wasn't a follower, that didn't go along with the bullying from DeSantis. And he left his mask on because he knows that's what his parents want. He is under his parents' guardianship, under his parents' authority, not under Ron DeSantis's. And he kept his mask on. And I can't say enough about this kid for having the strength in his convictions and the intelligence and the heart to listen to his parents instead of listening to this idiot Ron DeSantis. And then this kid gets removed from the stage. He's so can you imagine the embarrassment? He does the right thing. He's doing what his parents ask of him. He's following, that's what everybody talks about nowadays. Don't use drugs, listen to your parents and all this other stuff. And this kid's doing the right thing. And he's removed from the stage because he didn't listen to Ron DeSantis telling everybody to take their masks off. There's so many points on this that just tick me off. And then on top of all this, DeSantis is collecting money, is raising funds off this now because he told these kids to take their masks off. And people are actually donating to his reelection because of this. Okay, so this brings me to my barber yesterday. I don't know if my barber watched it. I thought it was an awful coincidence that this happened. But then it clicked. I was like, well, maybe he was just like, because he seems extremely right wing. For those of you that have been viewing my channel for any time, I've talked about this barber for the last 2 visits. The last time I went to him, in the middle of my haircut, he told me he's coughing, and he told me that he had COVID right then, or he had just gotten over it. But he didn't tell me like how long ago, how long it's been since he's had it. He still sounded hoarse. And I swore to myself I would never go to this barber again. I'll take responsibility for this. I was in the area. I haven't found another barber, as you can see. And, I went back to him. And the whole time I'm there, this guy is spouting off. I guess I don't have any room to complain because I actually didn't go out and find another barber. But he's spouting off all this racist stuff. Just, this guy is so right wing. He makes he makes Trump look like a liberal. But when I first sat down in the chair, I walked in and I had the mask down, because I don't have to, if it's just a couple of people or just me and one other person, I usually take it off so I could hear them now. We don't have to wear it inside. And I just had it around my neck. And he says, first things first, he says, you get rid of that mask, he goes, take that mask off, throw it away. And I laughed. I was like, oh, it's just him and his right-wing rhetoric. So I just kind of laughed. And he's like, no, he's like, seriously, take it off, throw it away. And I was like, no. So, I was like, you don't have to wear a mask, but I'm going to keep it. I'm not throwing my mask away. So he then kind of turned it and like made it kind of laughed because I'm about a foot taller than this guy. And, he just backed down. And he made it sound like he was just joking, but he wasn't joking. And then as other people came in there, they're all saluting each other. All these other right-wing customers coming in there. I definitely got to find another barber. But I'm not going to be bullied into throwing my mask away. All right. You guys have a great Saturday. I'll be back later with another video.